Hey y'all, Steve Hughes here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a professional looking live stream for your next musical performance. So let's get started. First, an introduction. My name is Steve Hughes. I'm a musician based out of South Texas, Brownsville, Texas to be exact. And of course, the quarantine kept me indoors just like everybody else, and I started live streaming. And every week I got a little bit better and a little bit better at what I was sending out. Now, I don't have a ton of followers, but I do have a pretty good way of putting out my live stream, so I thought I would share that with you today. So I'm going to go over three things. I'm going to go over the gear that I'm using, the software and apps that I'm using, and the settings that I have for all of those. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm using a 2012 MacBook Pro that I just recently upgraded. So before that, I was using it the way that it came. So it was about an 8-year-old computer and it was still working just fine. So as long as you don't have a computer that runs really slow and you have some space available for it to be able to process a live stream, you should be good. So the camera that I'm using is a Sony a7 III mirrorless camera paired with a Tamron 28 to 75 millimeter lens. Now, this is a bit overkill if you're just doing a live stream for family, friends. I happen to have this camera because I have a photography and videography business, so I use it also for my live streams, but you don't have to go out and buy this camera. There's an app for iPhone called FOR OBS. And you can download that. It's about $16, so it is quite an investment. Not that much really in the big scheme of things. It's cheaper than going and buying a $1,000 or $500 camera. Your iPhones have great cameras in them, so you can download that app and use that as your camera for your live stream. To use my camera as a webcam, I have a MYPIN capture card. I run my camera to the capture card and the card to my computer, and my computer then reads my Sony as a webcam. And you can find these on Amazon. Another thing I use is lighting. I bought some lighting off of Amazon and looked up some YouTube videos on how to light for video. So I'd highly recommend doing that to get a better look and have some kind of dynamic lighting in your videos. Now that we're done with the visual side of it, of course we have to come to the sound. How do I project a good quality sound without it just using my laptop microphone or my camera microphone? Well, you're gonna have to invest in a couple of things. One of those things is a condenser microphone. I'm using an AKG P220 condenser mic. I'm also using it for this video. Now, I perform with vocals and a guitar, so what do I plug those into? Well, an analog soundboard. I'm using a Behringer Xenix X2442 USB model. So that allows me to run directly from that board into my laptop, and that is my audio source for the live stream. This one has compression built in, EQ, and some effects as well, so I prefer using that. Now, you can also do this with an audio interface and a DAW or a DAW. So if you're running Logic Pro, you could plug into that audio interface, and then you have to go through and do a couple things and use that signal through the program that I'm using to live stream, which is called OBS, and we'll get to that in a second. I found problems with latency issues when I was trying to apply effects and compression and EQ and running it through the program, then running that to the live stream. So this eliminates that. This allows me to get a good solid mix right out of the board, and then I run that as my sound to the live streaming software. Now, it's important that if you're gonna go out and buy one of these, you don't have to buy this model. This is a bit overkill as well. I found this for a really good price, and that's why I own it. But you could get away with one that has 2 or 4 inputs. This is just the one that I happen to have. It is a bit much, but I could use it for a full band setting if I wanted to as well, and still plug it in USB to my laptop. Now that we got the gear out of the way, let's see what software and websites I use to broadcast a Facebook Live and YouTube Live. All right, so this is OBS. This is the program that you're going to use to get your camera in here and your mixer board, and that's going to broadcast your live stream. So for example, down here I have scenes. Okay, countdown is what comes up before. I'll click it and it's gonna switch. That's what you see 5 minutes before showtime. This is my actual live stream video. And then we go back to screen share so you can see that. So in those scenes, in their sources, this is how you would add a source. You would go to your video capture device, create new, and then you can find your device here. Now when you use that MyPin to hook up your camera, it'll pop up there just like that. But I already have it set up, so I'm going to go back and get rid of that. And then if you want to add your soundboard, you can go to audio input capture, plug your board in. When mine's plugged in, it'll pop up here through the USB. Right now I'm using my audio interface for this particular video. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of there. And you get that set up, then you're ready to go. Here you have your audio mixer, you can see your signal coming in. So now I'm gonna show you over here, obsproject.com is where you're going to find OBS, which is your open broadcaster software. Download it, install it, and then you'll have it. Over here is Restream. It's restream.io. I'm going to go ahead and get logged in. Now this is going to allow you to live stream to Facebook Live and YouTube Live at the same time. And this is free. So once we get to the dashboard, it's going to show the accounts that I have hooked up here. So when I logged in, it asked me to set it up. So for an example, we'll go to add channel, and here's all the options that you can choose. Doesn't have Instagram yet, but I'll show you that in another video, how to hook up to that. So say I'm going to add Periscope, you'll connect Periscope. It'll ask you for permission, so it'll take you to the website and make sure that you do want to actually authorize it. Click authorize, and it should take you back there. And now you have Periscope there. If you want to remove a channel, click it. Remove channel. It'll ask you if you want to remove it. Go ahead and hit remove. Now I'm back down to just my 2 channels. Update titles is a page where you can put in your title and your description of your video and hit update all, and it'll apply it to your Facebook and YouTube stream. So now we're back to OBS. We're going to go into settings, and I'm going to show you how I have mine set up for live streaming. So you're going to go to output, and one of the really important things here to note is on CPU usage preset, if you have a slower computer or one that can't handle very much, you can put it at ultra fast. And it sacrifices the video quality just a tiny bit, but unless you're trying to get ultra HD, you know, that kind of equipment costs a lot anyways. So for most computers, ultra fast is going to be a good choice, or super fast or very fast, but mine works best at ultra fast. Keyframe interval, you can leave that at 0 or auto, but I changed mine to 2. I like it a little bit better. It kind of keeps it a little smoother for me. I'm not sure why, but bitrate I keep around 3500 because most of these websites will only allow up to like 4000 anyways, so I keep it right around there, and I find I get a smooth video. Then you're going to come down to your video, and you're going to go up to your base canvas resolution and your output scaled resolution. I set them both to 1920 by 1080 because that's what I want to broadcast in. I keep my downscale filter to bicubic, and my common frames per second I keep at 30 frames per second. So this is the picture that you're going to get. It's a nice, clear, clean picture, and it has great sound attached to it, especially when you get your mixer board set up. Now the last step before actually going live on your live stream is going to be going back to your settings and going to stream. Now we're going to be using restream.io, but if you click down here on service, you'll see that you can find each individual place on its own. So if you only wanted to do a YouTube live, you just click YouTube. If you only wanted to do a Facebook live, you could click Facebook and get your stream keys from there. In this case, we're going to be using restream.io, and I recommend using it because not all of your friends are going to have Facebook. So if you do it on a YouTube channel and go live, you can tell all of your friends that don't have Facebook to go to your YouTube channel to check out your performance. Before you can do that though, you need your stream key. So let's come back to restream.io. Now in the bottom right hand corner down here, you can see stream key. If you double click next to it, Restream.io will automatically copy it to your clipboard. Come back to OBS and enter your stream key. Hit apply, OK, Now you're set up and ready to go. Once you hit start streaming, you're gonna go live. So if you have a countdown page or some other intro page that you want, go ahead and click it now, then hit start streaming. When you're finished, thank your audience and go ahead and click stop streaming. This will change and you can click stop streaming. Then you'll be done with your live stream. And that's it. Once you hit that start streaming button, you're live to your family, friends, and fans. Good luck, and I wish you the best. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I'll try to get back to them as soon as possible. I'm going to leave a link for everything that I mentioned down here in the description. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider subscribing to keep up with all of my content on my new YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.